All right, I'm going to show you how to just do a simple armature for a head. If you think about a head in profile, just the basic structure of the head, minus all this extra detail right here, it's literally, this kind of thing happening. Okay, so it's like basically a big oval on top of, the neck. And so if I were to break it down, I would break it down to something like this, where I would start with the really difficult to use wire first, which I know is a drag. Start with the nice clean cut. Make sure that you cut at the very inside of where your pliers are. Okay, so what I'll start with first is I'll start with the neck base. And if I want it to be life size, I want it to literally be, about the size of the roundness of your neck. Okay, so I would literally make it bigger than that though. So what I would do is, wire is best used if you can use a really large sheet of it, a large piece of it, like this, like larger than you need. Okay, and then basically start your loop, like figure out that loop in the center. Okay, so get this to be the center of your loop here so that you can use this stuff. Okay, so make it around the size that you want it. Get this to wrap in at least 2 times and then pull up. Do the same thing. I would braid this going around a little bit just so that you get some distance. Would have been better if I had made it a little longer. I think that'll be okay though. So that you can get this to be like on the opposite side. So let's see if you can see this like this. Okay, so then this is coming up. This is also coming up. So the side view looks like this. Pretty good start. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, looking at my reference here, I'm going to do the same thing for this, and I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this coming down. And then you'll be done with your armature. So this one, you want to make pretty big. You want to make it about 3.5 feet or so. So almost like a full arm span. Not quite. Let's see here. If I stretch it out, it goes from elbow, bent elbow to end of hand. It's pretty big. I'm going to do the same thing now, and this is going to be basically like that chin area, so that's going to be quite a bit wider, and I'm going to make it longer on one side than the other. I'm going to just measure that against there. That is wider, so I want this to be a little bit wider still so that this sits here. This will be bigger. Okay, so then I'm going to use this, bending it around, braiding it, bringing it up, like that. Actually, I'm going to go further around with this one because this is the longer side. You should try to make one side longer because you want them to be kind of connecting opposite sides, although it may not work out that perfectly, but that's okay. Okay, so now I've got this bent here. Basically, I have a big loop, same thing as what I have here. Hard to see it on this tiny scale. I mean, not this full camera, it's not a full camera. Okay, and this is harder stuff to work with. You have to really work it. Okay. All right, so you want to try to get it so that one side is on the other, one side is opposite the other, as much as possible. It's not going to be perfect. Okay. All right, so what I want to do now, I've got these 2 shapes here, one shape and another shape. I want to bring them together like this. Okay, so I did one like this, one like this. One is smaller than the other. Pretty simple. I just twisted them around until I have 2 ends coming up. So I bent them in the middle, made a circle, twisted them around. So now I'm going to put them together here. I'm going to do it so that this end is coming out so that it'll represent the chin. Okay, so then I'm just going to literally do the same thing where I bend this, coming in and around, at least 3 times. Okay, bring this one over here, and I'll do the same thing. Don't worry about perfection right now. You can always modify things later, but this is the idea so far, is that I have basically like a neck, and this would be representing like the chin of the face, and then I have this coming up so that I can start to, so that I can create the top. Okay, so I'm going to do one more loop with this, and it's going to be in between the sizes that I have. So the chin, so basically this is going to be small, this is going to be large, that's going to be medium. So I'm going to definitely like measure against myself. And I'm making that about 3 feet as well. Nice big long piece here, folding it. So that you have one side that's a little longer than the other. That's going to be the middle. And I'm going to basically shape that so that it is smaller. So it's going small, large, medium. So I'm making this top one my medium. Got this, and just doing that. I've got this side that's a lot longer, and so what I'm going to do is take this side that's a lot longer and just go all the way around till as far as I can go over here. So I'm just twisting. That's basically what wire is all about. It's twisting, 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 twisting until you get it. Okay. This is the hardest stuff to work with. So take your time and know it does get easier. Okay, so now I'm ready to connect this one. This is the top of the head now, so pull this away. What I want to do is just connect this now to the top here. Okay, so if I want to make it a little bit smaller, I could just, I think I will make it a little smaller just by cutting it open and then twisting it on itself. I don't like how small that, how big that looked. Not the most ideal thing in the world, but you can twist them together using this. This, like I said, this is the harder stuff to use. Okay. All right. Not going to worry about those rough ends right now because now I want to just kind of want to figure out how to get this onto this. And then I'll have a basic structure of a head that I can then add the features to. Okay, so what I can do here then is just wrap these around each other. And I may need to use my tool to help. Same thing over here. Okay. Then I can have fun with features another day. For now, I just want to get a basic structure started so that I can get the hard part out of the way. And it's not going to look real pretty right now. That's okay. That's a pretty good start. What I want is that to stand up. So I may need to actually put another joint here, like another support here. I definitely need to do that. But it's standing, which is good. And here's a side view. There we go.